to everyone.
Good afternoon.
Well, 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 well. This is my final Skilled Trades Task Force meeting. And, whew, I'm going to start off by welcoming you all to it. And Linda gave me some notes, and I'm going to try to follow them so that we'll have some time to do what we have to do. But you guys know that I've served on Detroit City Council for 16 years. And out of those 16 years, 13 of those years has been as your Skilled Trades Task Force chairperson. I started this task force after realizing that there were so many people that were coming into the city of Detroit, coming into the state of Michigan, from other states, getting jobs and getting careers that were open and available for people that were right here in the state of Michigan and in the city of Detroit. And just today, I fought for an ordinance trying to make sure that we can still have those jobs available. The people in the city of Detroit are paying taxes and can't get a job, can't get a career. They're paying the salary of some of the people whom I'm fighting with, trying to keep jobs right here for the people that live right here that's paying salaries. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. And to find out that Detroit is number 2 for crime, high crime. And guess what? If some of these people got careers in the trades, that number will probably go down because they won't have time to be out there committing crimes because they have to be prepared to get up, to come to IBEW, to go to Bengaris, to go to the steel workers, to go wherever. But yet I have to fight like hell to try to make that happen. Ridiculous. But guess what? I'm going to continue to fight. I'm going to continue to fight until I'm gone, and then I'm going to still be fighting. It's just going to be a different kind of fight because I won't have all the meetings that I normally have and have to fight in between the meetings. I have all day to fight with them if that's what it takes. Let me get back to some of the things that Linda thought I should say. So we know that the task force has brought together many of Detroit residents. And not just Detroit residents, it has brought many outside of Detroit together. And we're all in this together. All have always learned in my former career as a union president that an injustice to one is an injustice to all. So we are all in this together. When you see IBEW fighting, then you better join because it's probably going to be your fight very shortly. Very shortly, it's going to probably be your fight. And I always use IBEW. We're sitting in the halls of IBEW. Thank you, IBEW, for allowing us to grace your place. And I use IBEW a lot because everybody knows that Rick has probably been at more meetings than I have been at. Because when I'm not here, I ask Rick, can you chair for me? And Rick has never said, no, I can't. Rick has always said, we're going to keep the ball rolling. And so for that, I am very thankful. And I'm thankful to all of you because nobody is getting paid to sit up here. Nobody has gotten paid 13 years of skilled trades to try to help other people get careers into the trade. So I'm thankful to all of you all. Because I don't know anything about the trades because didn't nobody tell me anything about the trade. And so I was stuck to be a legislator. But I thank God for the trades because the trades have made a difference in so many people's lives. So many people who were incarcerated, that got out of prison and got jobs, careers, so that they didn't have to return back to prison. The trades have been there for them, and I thank God for each and every one of you. I don't know why Linda gave me some notes, but in 2011, we listened to city residents and skilled trades participants talk about going to prison and how on the application there was a box that says, have you ever been convicted of a crime? And it would not allow them to get into the place that they wanted to be or get a job or a career in because they checked that box, and as soon as they checked that box, their application got dropped in the garbage can. Learning what I learned, and I'm going to say hello to one that was an intern for me but is now Judge Prentice Edwards. But it allowed me to be able to say yes. Where you going, Stacy Clayton? It allowed me to be able to say yes to ban the box. Come let me recognize you. And I want to, before she walks out the door, because she's probably running to a meeting, recognize Stacy Clayton, who was also on my staff, who also helped with a lot. Thank you, Stacy. And ban the box allowed the city to take that question, and most of the people who does business with the city made them remove that question off the application to be able to allow a person to at least get that opportunity for that interview. And it helped so many people. So I thank God for 2011 when we passed the ordinance of ban the box to take that question off the application, and it's one that I stand true to, because if I see where the person still have that question on their application, I'm voting no for that contract or whatever it is, because I want to know why you got it there. Because you should not be discriminating. They've already served their time. They've already paid their dues. And I don't want them to have to go back, so you should not be discriminating. And I've heard countless stories, and I've had countless meetings with DEFC, the skilled trades unions, and others on working more collaborative to ensure Detroiters are given exposure and opportunities in the skilled trades apprenticeship programs and how to help prepare those people in taking the test. And we know that we have people who have worked in helping people be able to get through the apprenticeship test. So I say thank you to those. I've had expungement fairs. I think we had an expungement fair right here. We had one at UAW. We've had expungement fairs to help meet the needs of our returning citizens and others that were interested in skilled trade. And so on that, and she's not here in her absence, I want to give a shout out to Judge Deborah Thomas, who definitely, who has helped so many people in the expungement fairs clean their records. And I love Judge Thomas. There's nobody like Judge Thomas because she's going to keep it real. She gonna tell you don't walk into her courtroom with your pants hanging down, talking about you trying to get your record clean. Pull your pants up. Dress properly. She's gonna keep it real, and she's gonna tell you what you need to know to make sure you are successful. In 2020, I worked diligently and pushed the citywide target business and employment legislation, and during the 2021 and 2022 fiscal budget, I successfully lobbied for $1.47 million for a skilled trades readiness fund to cover basic skills testing and skilled trades training for residents, business development, targeted outreach, and other efforts to ensure and to aid Detroit businesses in bidding on city contracts. Why? Because I believe in investing in Detroit. So on that note, Ms. Linda gave me some notes that I couldn't keep to as she was trying to move the meeting forward. I would like to start the introduction of our skilled trades unions, and before I do that, I'm going to introduce my husband, as we celebrated 1 year yesterday, 25th, in New York, John Pitts, who have been side by side with me those 13 years as I came to the skilled trades meeting, and he'd heard the stories and sometimes said, oh, God, do you stop? But it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. We have to continue to fight to ensure that what needs to be done is done, so it doesn't stop, and it won't stop. So I'm going to start off the introduction of our skilled trades unions, if we have developers, if we have contractors in any city department. I know we have Rocky, the developer of 1441 Brooklyn Street, who will going to provide us with some information on that project. Rocky?
So, Council President, Rocky is ill, and he did provide me with...
Can you go to the mic, please? Now she know better.
Council President, Rocky is ill. However, he did provide me the information that I could read on his behalf, and he is willing to answer any questions on the phone that anyone may have.
Okay.
Okay? And if I may. So the developer is Method Development. The project is at 1441 Brooklyn Street. It's converting an existing 20,000 square foot building into office use. Building will need all new mechanicals, plumbing, electrical, elevator and elevator joists, windows, demo, doors and hardware, flooring upgrades, roof repairs, fire suppression, and the other project is at 1451 Brooklyn Street. It's an existing house being converted to a two-family units and a corner retail store. The improvements include new roof, flooring, electrical, plumbing, mechanical, windows, all plumbing and lighting fixtures, carpentry work, doors, frame, and hardware. The amount of this, they are looking to start construction within the next 30 days. They're looking for non-union subcontractors as well as union, and the developer is acting as the GC. The total cost of both projects is a total of $3.5 million. Does anyone have any questions?
Does anyone have any questions
Rocky?
regarding that development? If you do, I'm going to ask if you will come to the mic.
And Rocky is on the phone, and he is willing to answer any questions that anyone may have. Do you have a question regarding this project?
Yeah, real quick, but I have to announce it. No, I just didn't hear the square footage on 1451.
Can you put Rocky on speaker, Linda?
Rocky, I have you on speaker, and I'm going to put my phone up to the mic.
Okay, yeah.
Go ahead.
How you guys doing? Yeah, the house on the corner at 1451, it's about 2,000 square feet.
Okay, next question.
Rocky, would you please provide your contact information?
Yeah, it's in my email, but I can tell you to you right now. My phone number is area code 248-421-5809. And the easiest thing for now, my personal email is rockylala, ROCKYLALA
Can you repeat that, Rocky?
Yep, the email is rockylala, ROCKYLALA@gmail.com. And my phone number is area code 248-421-5809.
Okay, thank you. Are there any additional questions from the trades? Do you have any questions? Going once? Any additional questions from anyone? And y'all know what I always say, no question is a dumb question other than the question that you sit there and say, I should ask it. But anybody has any more additional questions?
Renard, do you have any questions? Okay, Rocky, that no one has any other questions at this time?
Okay, thank you,
I
Rocky.
appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. All right, so we're now going to move on to the introduction of our skilled trade unions. And if you would just start off by just, y'all know, I like that 2-minute thing. You got 2 minutes. After 2 minutes, I'm gonna cut you off. So if you can just start off by just giving your name, if you have an apprenticeship program, what you do, what your job is and what you do, and we'll move on. And of course, ladies are first, so I'm gonna start off with Adrian Bennett, and then I'm gonna go to Rick, and then Adrian, and then down here. So we're gonna do it in alternate. So.
Hello, everyone. My name is Adrian Bennett. I am a member of Plumbers Union Local 98, a graduate of the Apprenticeship Program, and I'm the owner of Ben Kari Plumbing, Water Conservation, and we're located in the city of Detroit.
Thank you, Madam President. My name is Rick Pruce. I'm with the IBEW. You are in our house today, and on behalf of our business manager, Paul Van Oss, welcome, and thank you for everybody coming out and supporting our president. We have apprenticeship programs. We got 3 different apprenticeship programs that are available, and we are hiring. And it's because of all of the advocacy that's going on in City Council and our fighters, not only in City Council, but we have some in the I'm looking at a few out there and fighting to make sure that we put Detroiters to work. So we're going to keep that going. Madam President's got a stopwatch, so I'm going to end my comment there.
Hello, everybody. My name is Adrian Bonds. I'm a former business agent and president for Roofers Local 149. I'm a new appointed business agent for the Michigan Building Trades. So whenever there's an issue with any of the trades that you have here, I'm the guy that you come to talk to iron things out.
Yay! How do we get in contact with you?
My phone number, 313-421-5809. 400-1546. And my email is abonds.mbtc@gmail.com.
Thank you, Madam President. My name is Raul Zamran. I'm the organizer with Bricklayers Local 2. We are currently looking for experienced bricklayers, cement, tile, terrazzo, restoration, and plasters. We do have a training program. It's a 12-week training program. It's absolutely free. When you finish your program, you get a set of tools, and we'll find you employment. If you're interested, you can feel free to call me. My phone number is 313-587-4913. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Reginald Kearney. I'm the president of Labor's Local 1191, which is located in Detroit. Phone number is 313-894-2241. Thank you.
My name is John Perkins. I'm a recruiter for Michigan Regional Carpenters Council. Thank you. We do as well have an apprenticeship program. Actually, we just finished a build on our new facility, 140,000 square foot state-of-the-art apprenticeship school located here in the city of Detroit on 96 in Grand River. We are looking for new recruits. Apprenticeship programs. I can go into detail a little later today about that. We have flyers on the table as well.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name's Prudence Rose, and I'm with Must Construction Careers. Must is management and union serving together, and I am the apprenticeship outreach person, and I try and help all of these people up here with their apprenticeship programs. And I work with all 22 trades, and I'm very excited about the work we're doing, and I want everyone to know right now that the plumbers have open application right now. So I want everyone to know that. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Natasha Gilbert. I'm the program manager for a Youthbuild Pre-Apprenticeship with Detroit at Work. So we help prepare Detroit residents to enter the trades. So we offer GED and high school completion. We also help with ticket mitigation. We're a felony-friendly program. We really just try to offer a wraparound and a holistic approach to helping people get into the trades. So some information about our program is in the back, and I do have a few business cards if anyone is interested in communicating about what we do. My phone number is 313-590-6588, and I'll be here for a little while if anybody has any other questions.
Okay, thank you. And y'all, why y'all make me gonna have to call y'all out to go to the mic? There's only so many seats up here.
My name is Sharon Richards Trevelyan, and I am the owner of Trevelyan Trucking. I'm also the president and founder of the African American Trucking Association of Aggregate Haulers. We build runways, stadiums, roads, airports, and I've been told that I'm the only woman in the nation that controls mass excavations. Every time you look at Ford Field, CompuWare, the roads, the bridges, I'm the woman who made history building them. I'm long-winded because I have a lot to say. I go back and forth to Dallas, Texas. That's why you guys haven't seen me, and the pandemic has had me on lockdown. However, during your adversity, you can be successful. I have a national training program recognized by the United States Senate. I've never had a dime to do the training. I train youth, her people that's come from here. They got their own trucking companies. I train you to be an aggregate hauler just like myself. I have an 80-year history, praise the Lord. I teach generational business, not a one-hit wonder. And I know you guys are looking at television. You've seen the president talking about increasing for CDL drivers. You can't buy a driver right now, so if anybody wants, I teach ownership, but it don't matter. Get the CDL license Class A first, because my daddy was a truck driver first before he was an owner. They're paying $80,000 bonuses. I've never seen anything like it in my life. I've been in the industry 30 years myself. So you can get the CDL, and this program that Council President is talking about right now, I didn't realize how integral you were. But you two young lady, I'm bad with names. I got two of my girls right now that the city is paying for their CDL Class A license, $6,000 each. And they're about to own their own trucking firm when they finish the CDL license. So if you're interested, I'm going to give you my website. No phone calls, please. I can't take them. You ready? Because I'm going to spell it for you. It's trevilliontrucking.com, T-R-U-V as in Victor, I-L-L-I-O-N, one word, trevilliontrucking.com. And we're all on the internet. Trevillion, nobody has that name but us. So if you see anything, reasonable facsimile, it's us. I got some other things going, but I'll tell you
Okay,
later.
your 2 minutes is up. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Council President, my friend Brenda, thank you for this, what you're doing here, for this, and your team right here, for putting this information out here. It's very important to our young people, anybody else out here looking to get into the trades. And I basically know everybody here, but I'm going to turn around and talk to these people here. My name is Arthur Edge. I am a building inspector for the city of Detroit. I'm over dangerous buildings demolition. I'm responsible for all this blight in these dangerous buildings in the city, getting them cleaned up. But what I want to say to you, the city of Detroit, and I've said it many times when I've been here, have just hired 50 inspectors. That's how much work is going on in this city. In the last month, they've hired over 50 inspectors. So that means jobs. We have to go out and inspect these jobs. So you need to get out there and get one of these jobs, get into one of these apprenticeship programs, and be part of this. I have people from around the world that I deal with on a daily basis, and they are struggling to find contractors to do this work. They are renovating homes, apartment buildings, commercial buildings, and one of the biggest problems is that they can't get contractors to do the work, or the contractors don't have enough staff. So that money is yours. You need to step up, get in one of these programs, and make you some money. Thank you.
Hi, Council President Jones. Rich Bardelli from Ford Motor Company, responsible for our development here in Corktown. Excuse me. First, thank you so much for all of your support, and the whole team that's here have supported our program. I don't know if you remember, it was probably about 3 years ago, we sat up in your office and you gave us some challenges about skilled trades and getting individuals to work. And we were responsible for a community benefits ordinance around putting people to work, right? Simply, we could have met our obligation around just doing a job fair. It literally would have been check the box, we could have moved on. But Council President was like,
I remember.
make sure
I remember.
you work to get jobs. So we put together a program called Fast Track that literally got every aspect from developers and owners to contractors to our contracting unions to the city of Detroit to come together and look for where the gap was at. And that gap that we were filling was getting on the job training. And we're just through we've been through 4 cohorts We're about 80% success rate in getting people jobs. So it's about, it's almost about 60 to 70 jobs I think we're working, that we've gotten individual jobs. But our next task is to come to the trade unions and talk about how we take those individuals that are in the apprentice program and bring them onto these jobs. And we're also bringing other developers in to do that. It's not just Ford, but it's now starting to grow that we can all reach out to everybody. And we'll be reaching out to all of you to talk about how we bring the trade unions in even more to take your apprentices off the bench and get them integrated with our contractors so that they have real connections with a job. And our whole thing, and Renard will tell you a little bit too, it's about being sustainable. It's about getting people jobs and keeping them in those jobs. So I know I only have 2 minutes, but I do.
I'm gonna let you go over.
But I just do want to thank you. You did have that inspiration for us. That challenge 3 years ago is what got us to where we were at. And I truly appreciate everything that you've done. I know Ford does, and all the help that you've given us. And I know that you'll help support us as we move forward in getting even more Detroiters at work. And I know that Renard and I are really working hard to get this program out to everybody now. So thank you.
Thank you, Rich. I want to say thank you to Ford Motor Company for taking a building that was abandoned, that had been sitting there for years after years after years after years, and doing something with it. So thank you, and thank you all for what you are doing.
Thank you so much.
So to follow up from Rich, I'm Renard Richmond, Construction Outreach Manager for CREO. I also work with Detroit at Work and the Employer Engagement Task Force. So I'm here to talk about Fast Track, the Saxe Construction Academy, which will be tomorrow with John, Barton Mallow's Boot Camp, all stem from this idea, this concept of the Skilled Trades Task Force and how it's impacted our city and how we're building pipelines and bridges to connect all of these dots. And that's what I'm in the midst of doing. As Rich said, we talk on a regular basis about how we're going to grow Fast Track, because Fast Track is the entry point. It's trying to be, I guess, a spinoff from the Skilled Trades and Employment Program, which is the STEP program, but it's growing into something more than that. It's going to allow for developers to come together, and we've talked with Olympia Development, Bedrock, and Platform, who are all interested in coming in and having a fast track program. And what that'll do is allow contractors to kind of sample size our talent and see what works, if it works for them in terms of people showing up on time, having the right attitude and aptitude to do the work, they're going to hire them. And if our people feel like that's not the right fit for them or that's not the right situation for them, then we'll find something else for them. So there's no way that any stone is going to go unturned, because we're going to get jobs or careers for each individual no matter where they are. And that's the goal of the Fast Track program. It's an entryway into the skilled trades, but if we find that the skilled trades aren't for you, then we got something else for you. The growth of this is now we have Walbridge, who's interested in doing a fast track program at the Gordie Howe Bridge. And so that's another step in the right direction. So as we continue to work on this, even in your absence, and hopefully that you're going to be more successful or impactful as you've been in your first endeavor and your next endeavor, and we wish the same for all of the programming and pipelining that we've done through skilled trades. So the work continues. We're all in here together. We're all working together. So thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to have to call out a few people, and I'm going to start off with Paul Van Oss, who is the new IBEW Local 58 Business Manager. Come on up here, Paul. And because of Paul, we are here. Today, Paul could have easily said, okay, that was what y'all did before. Y'all ain't coming back here, but he didn't. And we are here, and so I just want to publicly thank you for allowing us to be here at IBEW. As you see, we love skilled trades. And so I want to just say thank you and give you the opportunity, no stock rocks is running, to say whatever you want to say and however minutes you want to say it in.
Well, I wasn't even expected to be here, so now I got nothing writ, so I'm just going to wing this, right? Which I do pretty well. Thank you all for being here. For those that don't know, this is a zero net energy building. I don't know if you all knew that. We got solar up on the roof. We got geothermal heating and cooling. We're in the top 92 percentile in the United States with this building, 33,000 square foot. We hardly use any juice, so that's what the skilled trades can do, because it took a whole bunch of us, from carpenters to insulators to you name it, to get this building the way it is, and it is fantastic. Edison might not like it, but oh well, you know, they're getting there too, right? And as we move forward with the Skilled Trades Task Force, and I want to thank Ford, GM, the big three, they do it right. You know why they do it right? Because they hire us. They hire us. We get the job done. We get it done on time. We get it done under budget. And we make a living wage. That is the key to buy them $100,000 Hummers. Oh, that's not you. Hey, I want to be on the list for that F-150 Lightning, too. Do I got any stroke? But anyway, we work with this city more than anybody, recruiting people to get into the apprenticeships, not just the IBEW, the whole building trades, right? And we will recruit everybody possible. What hurts us is we're not getting all the jobs, you know. We can fill every job. There's not a labor shortage. There's a pay shortage. Pay us, and we will man them jobs. They are abusing young kids. We follow the rules. We follow state rules. We follow city rules. We follow step rules. We follow every frickin' rule there is, right? The other ones, the trunk slammers we got, they're just creating big issues that'll never fix this city, because most of them kids, they got 2 journeymen and 30 helpers running around, zero training, and they couldn't afford to rent the bathroom in what they're building, right? So again, there's not a labor shortage, there's a pay shortage, and here's my theory. Every crane you see in this city, sign a PLA and we will build it. We will build it on time, under budget, and everybody will be happy and we can all prosper, because it's all about revenue. Everybody needs revenue. So I'm rambling. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Rick Bruce is #1. I see my other brother there. I work for the building trades here for, oh, there you are too. Yeah, he replaced me. I got bumped. Thanks again, everybody. Enjoy your stay here.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Kimley Naylor. I am the owner of Nailwright Construction Company, and we have a drywall finishing service business here in the city of Detroit. In addition to that, I am the national president of the Association of Black Women in Construction, and our goal is to continue to inspire young black girls to enter this industry. When we think about apprentices, a lot of times we are forgotten when we think about our girls, specifically our black girls. So we're doing a lot. We recently are starting conversations with MDOT so that we can start working with HBCU college students and graduates and let them understand the plethora of opportunities inside this industry of construction. We're excited to have these skilled trades. I've been a part of them. It's good to be here tonight to see everybody live. Hate is the last one, but we have been so appreciative of the meetings that you've joined with us as an association here. We have a meeting tonight as we strategize for partnerships. I've had a chance to work with Rick, Prudence. You know, you guys, I'm always there with the table to make sure young girls knew drywall finishing is an art form that is worth exploring. I'm excited for what's happening in our city. It's good to see familiar faces. And I just want to say, as an association, we are banding together as women to make sure we have impact in our communities. We want to hold these developers accountable to those benefits to make sure that those training dollars, we have been hosting billion-dollar luncheons where there's a large industry of different capital improvement that's happening across the nation. And I think one of the guys who've gotten it right is worth mirroring is at the airport expansion in New York, where they have the Airport Academy for every skilled trade that's being utilized for the development of that airport and expansion. There's an academy teaching 10 people in that necessary trade. I think it's something we can start exploring here, and I would love to have some conversations on the strategy that we're winning in other parts of the country. Thank you.
Thank you. And I have to call this young lady out who's not expecting it, and that is none other than Attorney Aaron.
Hi, everyone. My name is Micaiah Aaron. I serve as General Counsel for the Laborers, Local 1191, located here in Detroit. We have our president, Reginald Kearney, sitting on the panel today. I was hoping that he will give all the remarks on behalf of the laborers, but I'm happy to be standing here. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. Thank you, President Jones, for all your hard work. It's been a long road. It's not coming to an end, though, so I hope you know that there is much more for you, and we appreciate all you've done for the skilled trades. But like Paulie said, and I don't know him, the bigger thing that we all need to understand is we have a pay gap issue in this country. It's not in Michigan, it's not in Detroit, it's in this country. You have to pay people what they're worth. As you know, people are sitting at home getting paid to do nothing. You have to encourage them to go to work. If you want this city to be the city that we all know it has to be, people have to make money to be able to support themselves. That's what I'm hoping that this Skilled Trades Task Force looks into moving forward. And to President Brenda Jones, we appreciate your work on responsible contracting, on your procurement package, because you're doing just that, charging this municipality, the city of Detroit, to pay people what they're worth. We appreciate that on behalf of our business manager, Michael Aaron, who should be here. I don't know where he is, but we appreciate you, we appreciate your work, and we look forward to your new beginnings. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else that is a developer or a contractor, a union that did not introduce themselves that
Access for all. Good evening. My name is Ron Merritt. I'm here on behalf of Workforce Development Institute. And I speak on behalf of quite a few different programs that I'd like to introduce to you all this evening. The first being Access for All, which is a 272-hour free training pre-apprenticeship opportunity. Thank you. Yeah. We're now recruiting for our up-and-coming class, which will start in November. It's a great opportunity for those that are trying to enter the construction trades. It's a pre-apprenticeship. It's 8 weeks. It's hybrid. We meet Tuesday through Friday. We meet in person on Saturday at the local 324. It's a great opportunity. Our partners, the unionized trades, have been very instrumental in helping us with the success. The program is now going across the state. We're now kicking off classes in Saginaw, Kalamazoo, Jackson, and those other areas. Also, as far as the fast track, WDI is actually one of the partners in that fast track. I'm here recruiting. If you know individuals that are trying to meet that pipeline and get an opportunity into the trades, come see me. We're now taking applications for the next cohort as well. And it has been great, successful outcomes, from that program, which also leads me to the next program, which has been Youthbuild. My director boss over here, Natasha. We work diligently in the community with different councilmen and different projects, and we had an opportunity of having one of our Youthbuild, participants come through the fast track, which has really been instrumental in his career pathway. And I owe that all to you, President Jones, because about 2 years I brought him to the city county building. I speak to the leadership for Youthbuild. And when we brought him in the building, it was just eye-opening what he saw as he viewed the Robert Rules of Orders and then the opportunities on the agenda. It changed his life. it changed a lot of their lives. And I just appreciate you and thank you for the opportunity that you did for us in making lives different. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jalika Dumas. I work for a company called Dumas Construction Services. We're second-generation owner of 42 years in business. We've had a little financial difficulty during the last few years during the COVID, but we currently do employ about 15 guys working that do need to get trained into the skilled trades. We have been also sitting on our legislative committee up with NABWIC, National Association of Black Women in Construction, trying to find out ways that we can get help making sure that we keep them employed. We don't want to hire people and then we can't keep them employed. So we're definitely willing to bring our guys to the skilled trades to get them trained, like he said, the correct way, and let them, and we can hopefully make some more projects. But our problem is that I have is the payroll taxes for these guys are like really high to keep them on payroll. I don't know if anyone's going to admit it, but that's like a huge issue with us when we don't have consistent work constantly, coming. A lot of the work that's been coming do require the skilled trades, and when we do that, our overhead is really, really high. So hopefully we can have some conversation about how to control the cost and make it affordable for us to be able to employ union workers versus the 1099 employees. Thank you.
Hi, my name is James Harriet. I'm with Sir Metro Detroit, and I'm on behalf of our Rebuild Detroit program. We're a pre-apprenticeship and employment readiness program, specifically for the skilled trades. We provide 8 weeks of in-class learning, and we also provide, in addition to the 8 weeks of classes, we also provide different wraparound services. We help with job placement. We help with benefits and everything like that as well. We are currently in our 5th cohort for the year. We are recruiting for this one still, and we have one coming up in the beginning of the year. So, and we're also, to all the tradespeople here, we're also actively looking for speakers and people to come and talk to our participants and expose them to the different avenues and careers out here as well.
Everyone, thank you so much. I was a little bit late. I was leaving a conference call, but this is actually my first meeting, and I was at a mayor's event last week, and I actually met someone that was in the trades that actually invited me. My name is Kalea Long, and I own Blue Horizon Construction. We are an abatement company, and we also perform demolition. About 4 years ago, I was working in development and higher education. I said, me and my father want to start a business together, and I was actually Googling online, and Kimberly Naylor had an event and really kind of helped me understand and see other women that were in the skilled trades and in construction. And, after attaining my builder's license and making relationships with Chrisman and Barton Mallow and companies like Adamo, I've been able to have some level of mentorship, and now we're here. So we're actually starting our first lead removal project for the city of Detroit in Housing Revitalization Department next month. So very excited from that perspective. And then also, I'm so happy to see Access for All as well as Sir Metro here. I work for United Way for Southeastern Michigan. So I have a grant management program, and I actually invest those dollars into programs for Centers for Working Families as well as for Access for All. And then those individuals that receive our grant dollars have financial coaching, and I'm actually certified in financial coaching, and I provide that to my employees. And again, really looking to hire full-time employees and then working with unions. So I have a relationship that I'm building with the Operators Union 324 and looking to build a relationship with the Laborers Union. But again, it's really tough for new companies that are, we have the capital and the opportunity, but 1099 is, we'd like to transition away from that and work specifically and solely with the skilled trades. So thanks so much. I just wanted to introduce myself and say thank you to Brenda Jones. Thanks.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Lyndon Crosby. I'm with Stafford House. It's a small nonprofit in the North End neighborhood of Detroit. We actually have a development that we're working on right now on Oakland Avenue. And we've been securing funding, and we're in the process of, we're ready to start hiring contractors, and we're looking, in the, in all the skilled trades. So I just wanted to put that out there, and we were here, and we thought this would be a great opportunity to meet some folks here. Yep.
Is there an email or a phone number that people can get in contact with you on?
Yes, I can actually leave some business cards at the at the front, but my email address is lcrosby. It's LCROSBY @staffordhouse.org.
Thank you.
Sorry. Yes, and it's a mixed-use building. It'll be 10 units of 10 units of affordable housing on the second floor, and the first floor is a 4 units of commercial space. So, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Hello, everyone. My name is Kimmy Reed, and my son is not able to be here today, but he started off as an apprentice, and I wanted to come and thank, since I heard it was the last meeting today, and he's not able to be here. He's out of town on a job. So he was started as an apprentice some time ago, I want to say 5 years ago, and thank you, Miss Brenda Jones. I have to stand, Mr. Tony Stewart, all of the old guys in the beginning, which was the beginning for us. He opened up a company that was called Get Skilled Detroit, brought a lot of boys. We went into the neighborhoods and brought these boys directly to the meeting. That's before I think all of you had started. And I think maybe about 3 of those guys got in, but Lawrence went on to get his journeyman card. I'm so proud of him, so proud of the organization. I just wanted to stand and say that not only did he get his journeyman card, and you're affecting the legacy of our history and things that there are young kids that are in the neighborhoods that take a look at seeing someone, a person of color, I'll just say, in those positions that weren't being seen before. And he did help those other families. They are buying houses, So it's making a difference in so many different ways. And I just wanted to stand and say thank you, because this group here not only just gave them an opportunity, they actually showed love. I mean, Linda and, oh my God, I want to start talking about Mr. Big Man upstairs, that's no longer with us, but it's always in my heart. But there was a lot of love and a lot of hugging going on, and it kind of carried, a lot of them through. And I know for Lawrence, he would want me to stand and say, thank you, thank you, thank you. And also, he's working with Barrow. Well, she just mentioned the name, but I can't remember the name of it. But thank you so much, every one of you.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Robert Kelly McFarland. I'm a trustee with Local 80 Sheet Metal Workers, and I came here this evening at the request of my brother, Tamuk Scrubs. Tamuk has been active and encouraging us, and we do appreciate and look forward to working with you, Ms. Jones or Councilwoman Jones, and everybody else. And I certainly appreciate the community activism or so forth, to bring this city and this region together forward. Thank you very much for your time, and thank you very much for your service.
Thank you for being here. Welcome.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hiding behind that mask. Hello.
I want to begin by saying Miss Joanne Bailey, the instructor from Access for All, she wanted to send her love. She couldn't be here today. She's a little under weather, so she wanted to send her love. And I don't know what we doing, but I'm not going to let the microphone pass me by without telling you thank you. I appreciate you. I sure gonna miss you. So, in case anybody don't know, I started my career at one of the trades meetings right here. I was introduced to Miss Brenda Jones introduced me. I went on to complete the Access for All Apprenticeship Readiness Program. I got hired by Dan's Excavating as a laborer, and I won Massey. Yeah, I won that, John Perkins. Yeah, me. Yeah, I did that, a laborer. I did that. But it all started here, though. It all started here, and because of you, and because of your passion for your city and your people. And I would not, even if I was here at 5:59, I would have grabbed the mic and tell you thank you. You are appreciated. You will always be appreciated, and I promise I will not let you down. I'm going to keep this thing going as far as I can, and I'm going to spread the word about the skills trades, and I'm going to let them know that you drug me into it, kicking and screaming. So as you retire, you can rest easy knowing you got at least one history maker out the whole time. Like, I did that. I made history. I was the first woman, black woman, and returning citizen to win the Massey. I did that.
And when was your first meeting?
My first meeting, it was in 2015?
And you where now? Say it again, where you
Oh,
at
I'm a journeywoman. Yeah, I'm a history-making journeywoman laborer, Mr. Perkins. That's, yeah, not a carpenter, a laborer, okay? You're 1191, you see that? Yeah. But yeah, it's just, he was in my class. Love. We all got our start. We all started here, though, and it was because of you, and we appreciate you. I appreciate you. I can speak for I know he do. You see how nice he dressed? It's because of you that we eat good. We still eat good. Because I don't have a job, I have a career. And it's because of you. And I love you forever. And I appreciate all that you did for me, especially introducing me to Reggie. That's the handsomest man on the planet. But I want to send you off with all love, kisses, good energy, and just know, I still got the torch. I'm still running with it. I love you. Rest easy.
I love you too.
Mwah. We'll
Thank
see
you.
you around.
Thank you. And I asked her that question because so many people think that it's impossible, and it's truly not impossible. You have to believe in what you want to do. You have to say what you want to do, and get out there and fight for it. And as she said, she was a returning citizen. And 2015 is not, it seemed like it was a long time ago. I've been on council 16 years now. That's a long time. But look at where she is now. And I look at some of the people that started off and to see where they are now. I cannot say but thank you, Jesus. Thank you, God, for allowing me to be able to assist and to have these people help me help you. This is not what I did. It's what God has given me the ability to do, and these people that he put into my life to come to these meetings, because I don't know nothing about skilled trades other than what they've taught me. Nothing. Because if I had any sense, that's where I would have been. But I just thank God to allow you all to be able to do the things that you've done, and those that have risen and still rising. I can talk about how long I've known Adrienne Bennett. And when she fought in apprenticeship program, I knew her before she started. I knew her when she was going through. And for her to say, first African American, master plumber, my own business that's continuing to grow. I knew her then. It can be done. She let nothing stop her, nothing get in her way. She just kept going and kept pushing and kept fighting and kept fighting. And I am proud to say I knew her and still know her. And she's still doing it. And she's still bringing others up with her. I say thank you. I talked about Rick, and when he was here, when I wasn't here, and he said the meeting will continue to go on. Adrian, who is now doing the job that he is doing, I can just go on down. I thank God for you all. And most of you don't stop. You continue to tell somebody else about what you can do and how you can do it. Keep doing that. Keep helping somebody. Because we all need help. We just don't know what help we need sometimes, but we all need help. I thank God for my media service people who are at every meeting taping them. A lot of times they've worked hard. They start at 7 o'clock on Tuesday mornings, 8 o'clock, and then still in meetings at 6 o'clock taping for us so people can see these meetings after we finish. I thank God for them. They never said, no, I got to go. They stay for every meeting. Committed people. We can have a meeting and talk to nobody. I thank God that you all are here. Because there's other places you could have been. I thank God for Percy, who says, I'm here to help you. Just text HELP, H-E-L-P, and I'm there to help you and assist you. And Percy calls everybody. Call him back. He don't pick and choose who he gonna call back. Anybody that texts help, he helps them. I thank God for a young lady who says, I was first. Ford Field, look at Ford Field. I thank God. I thank God for Attorney Erin, who I knew as she was growing up, going to school to be an attorney, and she's there now fighting for laborers, fighting for people to get jobs. Where would we be without you all? Where would we be? I thank God for you all. And I promised myself I was not going to get emotional in this meeting. But how do you not get emotional when you know where people have come from and where they are now? How do you not get emotional? I thank God for my staff. I call Linda. Come up here, Linda. The email queen. Come on up here, Linda. And Linda was determined we're going to have an in-person meeting. Our last final meeting will be a face-to-face meeting. I tease her. She's my email queen. You open up your computer, you got an email from Linda Wesley. I thank God for her. I thank God for my chief of staff, Stephen Grady. I thank God for Yolanda and Margaretta, who's in the back. Because I don't care what nobody say. My staff be on it, fighting for you all, fighting for the people. I thank God for them. I thank God for my EPU person, Officer Featherstone, who's in the back, ain't going to let nobody act crazy nowhere. I thank God for the people who came to me and said, well, you know, we got an executive order, but ain't nobody following it. And we had to fight. We had to fight. And we still fighting. But you know what? When you fight, guess what happens? You win. It's only when you lay down and say, I'm not going to fight, and somebody walk over you and you get nothing. And believe it, if you stand for nothing, you will get anything. So stand for what you believe in and come together and fight for it. Because if you don't fight for it, ain't nobody going to give you nothing. Nothing. I tell people in these skilled trades meetings, if you call somebody and they say, I'm going to call you back, and they don't call you back, act like you chasing that man or chasing that woman. Y'all know what it's like. Call them back. And call them back and call them back and call them back till you get what you want. You men know what I'm talking about, and some of y'all women know what I'm talking about. Don't act like you don't. When you want something, guess what you do? You chase it to get what you want. And if you want to be in the trades, if you want a career, chase it. Get it, because it's there for you. It's there for you. You can't get it because you don't go out there to try to get it. Anything you want to achieve, you can achieve it. You can achieve it because you ain't trying to achieve it. I remember when I said I was running for city council 17 years ago, and my family said, "Why you running? You ain't going to win." No, they didn't say you ain't going to win. They said you going to lose. And I said, how you lose something you ain't got? You got to have it in order to lose it, right? And I didn't have it, so I couldn't lose nothing. And guess what happened? I won. And that was 17 years ago. And I was a union president, but said I wanted to be on council because I wanted to help more people. And that's what God has given me the ability to do, to help more people. Not just the few that was in CWA, but the people in the city of Detroit and even outside of the city of Detroit. And that's what it's all about. We better learn how to help each other. And don't think you don't need nobody, because you need somebody. Don't think you use, and so we were put here to use each other. The problem is when you misuse somebody. But we were put here to use each other. Let's use each other. I thank God for each and every one of you all. And this is my final in-person meeting as your chair. But you ain't getting rid of me because I ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere. I'm going to fight and fight and fight. And I'm going to call out whoever I have to call out while I'm fighting. Because it's all about getting the people in the careers that they want to get in so that they don't have to worry about how they're going to feed their families or how they're going to feed themselves. There is no reason why you can't get into a career if you want to get into a career. And these people you're looking at up here, they're going to want to retire sometime, at some point. And that little one that you're looking at, we got to fight for that little one. So that if that little one wants to get into the trades, the ability for him to be able to get into the trades is going to be there. So I ask you all, as this is my final meeting, that you continue to keep the torch going. Don't stop and don't let nobody stop you. Is that Tanith Hill? I'm going to say in my closing remarks, and they got them for me, because they knew I was going to get where I am. Here he come. Take the mic and say it.
Melody McGee is over there.
Melody, where you at? I ain't got no glasses on. And you didn't come up to this mic, girl, if you don't come up to this mic. Come on. Looking good.
Hello, everyone. I am so happy to see everyone here, especially you, President, Counsel, Brenda. And we are going to miss you so very much. That's all I want to say. And that I enjoy working with you in so many ways. I was introduced to construction only 4 years ago, almost 4 years ago, and loved it, enjoyed it. And now I'm here to stay. So I'm going to do whatever it takes in the city of Detroit to assist in every way. I remain here, I remain strong, and I want to say one of the reasons for that is because of this Skilled Trades Task Force. It is a wonderful and great thing. I was born in the city of Detroit. My family was born in the city of Detroit. And all of my family work in the city of Detroit, not only in the school system. My brother is a lieutenant of the Detroit Fire Department, and we're here to stay as a family. I have over 500 members in my family that's in the city of Detroit, and so we're going to be here to stay. And my dad, I wanted to bring him with me. He turned 90 years old coming November, and he said, "You continue to fight," and that's what I'll do with you, President. I'm here to stay, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
Madam President, I want to introduce these.
It's open mic.
Madam President, I want to make sure that I introduce, we have a few people here. It's just a sample of the people that you've touched over the years that have created opportunities, that have created career opportunities to get into the trades that would not have existed without you. These people took off from work. We would have had more people, but I'm not going to ask everybody to take off from work.
I'm glad they working.
But I'm glad they came down here to come, while they're, come down here to show their support, their love, their appreciation. Aaron Morrell was one of those gentlemen that was in the audience and said, "I don't have a job. Can you help me?" And I don't know if you remember, Aaron, you want to tell the story. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, actually, my journey
And y'all ain't on the clock now, so you got your minutes. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, my journey started in 2013. I was actually in Access for All. I met Percy at a meeting. I want to thank you, Percy, Ms. Bailey, Council President Jones. But my journey started in 2013, and I was actually indentured in 2019. But it took a little over 2 years for me to officially get in the union. And what a lot of people need to know is that's pretty much seems to be the process. Now that I'm in an apprenticeship. Plenty of people go through the same thing. It's based on if the contractor needs classes and needs workers, then you get in. But this process is just something that has to happen. But when I showed up to my first skilled trade task force meeting, I was actually working the next week. But before this meeting, I had passed the test. I had my interview, and I was in the queue, and I was in a spot where I didn't know what next. I had construction experience. I took the test, passed the test, had the interview. The people who gave me the interview told me I did well in the interview. So at that point, I kind of didn't know what to do. Came to a meeting, and my first job, Rick had found it for me, was working at the Christmas tree lighting. We put Christmas tree lights up in Rochester Hills, and that was my first job working in the union. And a few months later, I actually officially got in. So I'd like to, from the bottom of my heart, thank you, Mrs. Jones. Like I said, it took me 3, 4, 5 years to get in. And Mrs. Bailey isn't here today, but I'd like to thank the Access for All program and you too, Percy, for giving me uplift when I needed it. So I do have one question for you, Mrs. Jones. Is there something I can do next? What maybe do you think there are any of your constituents who may be willing to pick up the torch? Is there someone I can reach out to? Because I've gotten 6 people in Access for All. And I tell everybody I know about the programs. My brother-in-law actually started out as a laborer, but he just got into Local 17. And that's one of those high-paying ones. So, yeah, what next? Is there something I can do? I've been doing all I can by telling people about Access for All. I probably told easy 50 guys about it. I think 7 have got in and 6 completed the program. And 5 of them are working right now. And they're gracious and appreciative. And if I didn't have my initial opportunity, I wouldn't have even known how to get those guys in. So is there something I can do? What next? And what should I expect? No, not what should I expect. What can I do? And do you think there may be another council person who may want to present this type of forum? And if not, is there something I can do to kind of kickstart that process?
There will be another council person that will continue these forums. I plan to handpick that council person after the election. I know that there are council people who are interested. I don't want anybody that don't have the personality, number one. Number two, that's not going to be committed. And so I want to handpick who's going to be able to work with you all and make sure that they can work with you all and understand the commitments. I was in New York. I came yesterday, Monday was my anniversary and birthday. I was in New York, and they wanted to do this meeting in person. And my commitment was that I was going to be here to do this meeting in person. So I seen that airport, and I know what it takes to get the people involved, and it has to be somebody who's willing to do what it takes to get people involved. Somebody who's willing to stand up and fight for what has to be fought for. And so, yes, these forums will continue with people like Rick and these guys and these women that you see. They're not going to let them slip. They're going to keep them going. And you keep doing what you're doing, telling people about the trades, telling them that it's a career that they can get involved into and that they can make money. They don't have to snatch somebody. One year, and I've told this story before, one year I received a call from someone that it was pouring down rain and they wanted to know if the skilled trades task was going to still continue to go on, and I told them yes. They came to the meeting and they said, I am a returning citizen. I had my choice of I had my choice of snatching somebody's purse to make ends meet and probably getting caught and going back to jail. But I came to this meeting for an opportunity to be able to do something legal, and they got into the trades. And so that's what you do. You continue to talk to young people like you to tell them that there's something out there that exists, and it is the trades, because so many people don't know that they themselves can get involved into the trades, that opportunity is out there for them. And there is somebody that's going to assist them. The only thing I suggest to everybody is just don't jump into a trade because it's a job and it's open. Get into the trade that you're interested in. Wait until that's available, because you're wasting your time going through an apprenticeship program that you're not interested in. Wait until what you're interested in becomes available, and stay the course once it becomes available. I say to everybody, stay off of drugs, because none of these people, they take the chance if you've been incarcerated, but they're not going to take the chance if you're on drugs to get somebody killed when you high. And it does not say recreational drugs is okay, medical, marijuana, medical, whatever is okay. Drugs. Because you're taking a chance on their license and your life and somebody else's life. If you are just a little flying as friendly skies. So, and if you know that people are on drugs, tell them to get help. If that's what they're interested in, the trades, get help. And then go take that test. There used to be a day where they sent you to the bathroom and gave you a little cup. They don't do that no more. They pull your hair. You don't know what they're going to do. But it ain't take this little cup no more. Because somebody can be right there in the next stall and you pass that little cup to them who's not on drugs. They don't do that no more. But you never know when that test is going to happen. So you got to make sure you stay clean. But the trades is open. So continue to tell people that and get people your age and tell them that. Because like I said, some of these people are going to want to retire, but they want to know that they have someone following behind them that's capable of doing it and that want to do it. So thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
Thank you for bringing other people in. Thank you for wanting to bring other people in. And thank you for being here. I appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
One last thing. Mrs. Wesley, when I was going through this process, she was so responsive. She was returning emails that seemed like the same day. And anytime I had an issue, a question, a concern, she went over and above and was just so hospitable. I really, really want to tell her that I thank you for what you did also. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, Ms. Brenda Jones. How you doing?
I am blessed by the best.
Yes, we
And
are.
we'll be even more blessed December 31st. Go ahead.
All right. Well, my story started with you a little bit a long time ago, back when I was working for the phone company, and you were my union representative, and ended up leaving that job. Thank you for not getting that job back for me. I appreciate it. I say that because in 2005, because I had lost that job, I started looking for, I really got focused on trying to get into the skilled trades. I knew that was the pathway to success. Just so happened, you had transitioned into the position of skilled trades council person and was running the task force. So I had started coming to the meetings when it was down at the Coleman A. Young building. So I've been coming since 2005. It took until 2013 for me to even pass the test. And once I passed the test, it took a year and a half for me to even get into the trade. So 2014, I started my apprenticeship with Local 80 Sheet Metal Heating and Cooling program. I've now gone on and completed that program, but I've been at these meetings every year, almost every month, trying to get into these programs. And over the time, I had a chance, I've talked with Beulah, Percy, I spoke with Aaron. Aaron got me over to Access. I went and spoke with them. Dino and everybody, we've all been connected. And I continue to come to these meetings because I share my story, because I was a citizen that has felonies. And there were very few options other than the trades. So fast forward to today, I've completed my apprenticeship, my 5-year apprenticeship. Thank you. I did every one of those 5 years, every day of that 5-year program, and it was difficult, to say the least, to the point where there were times when I didn't know how I was going to get there, how I was going to get home, how I was going to get to the jobs, or whatsoever. But we come to the meetings and we continue to talk about perseverance and getting what you want. And you providing those opportunities to get the information out here is what has allowed me to step into the position where I now help other people try to get into these trades, and from everyone to Prudence and Musk to John's program to IBEW. I'm the only 10 knocker up on the wall over there. And it's crazy because we were just looking at it, and every one of those people are journeymen now. We all were apprentices on that picture. So just about everybody on there that was an apprentice is now a journeyman and doing well. I just recently came back from Africa. And I mention that because prior to me getting into the trade, I would have never been able to afford that. Not only that, I never even thought that it was something that I could possibly do, just coming from the neighborhood, having felonies, and just being in the environment. But not only did I go to Africa, I told my father 2 years before now, I said, you know what, I'm turning 50, you're turning 75, I want to take you to Africa for our milestone birthday, and it won't cost you a dime. And I did that. I did that because I was able to afford the trip because I'm in the skilled trades.
That's right.
2018, I wrote and released my book. It's called Okay, You've Effed Up, Now What? And it's called The Crossroads Moments, A Pathway to Success. Because when we come to these meetings, we talk about this is a pathway to success, even if you have felonies or have made mistakes in your life. So with that, I wanted to make sure that before you left and transitioned on to your next space, I wanted to make sure that I got you your own autographed copy of my book. So I appreciate it.
I thank him, and like I said I wasn't going to get emotional, but I've said to so many people in my past as a union president that when you lose that job, sometimes it's good. Because how many times do you do a job that you really ain't happy doing, but you get complacent? You there. And you don't feel like filling out a resume, or you don't feel like doing this. You just complacent because it's a job, but you know you ain't happy. And you know you ain't getting paid what you ought to be getting paid and what you need to get paid, and you working 2 or 3 jobs. He's now a journeyman. Took somebody to Africa and came to meeting after meeting after meeting after meeting to get where he is. And probably making more money than I'm making. He'll lose somebody. And that's all right, though. But he fought for what he wanted, and he believed in what he wanted, and he continued to persevere and push on. And I thank God for stories like that, and I thank you for this, because I'm going to read it. Okay, you effed up. Now what? And I'm sure we all know about that, right? We all know about that. Thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. I will cherish this. Thank you. You can order his book on Amazon, and he's going to tell you about it on the mic.
My book is available on Amazon. My name is Tamuk Scruggs. It's TAMUK SCRUGGS. I do speaking engagements. I go out and speak at the high schools, the middle schools, to at-risk and displaced individuals programs. So I've been out to access. I speak everywhere because, again, I know that regardless of what mistakes you have made, there's still opportunity for you to access resources that can help uplift not only yourself and change your legacy, but uplift your community. So, that's I try to touch with everybody here. So I have business cards as well. But again, you can find my book, Okay, You Effed Up, Now What? Crossroads Moments, A Pathway to Success on Amazon, or you can contact me and I can get you a hard copy.
I open up the book, and I'm just going to read something that I just read. The problem is nobody ever beats the system. With that being said, if you follow these steps, you will become successful in whatever you choose for your life. So grab you a good beverage and a great snack, find you someplace peaceful, grab a highlighter, pen, and paper to take notes, and change your own F-in life for the better. I love it. I love it.
How are you today? My name is Nate Hinton. I'm working as a electrician in IBEW, Local 58. So my story is similar to a lot of people that's here. I grew up in Detroit in Jeffrey Projects in the early 90s and into the 2000s. It was about, my mother was on drugs, my father passed away when I was about 3 or 4 years old. There was 7 of us, 2-bedroom apartment, roaches everywhere. And we got kicked out and was living on the west side, east side, wherever we could live at until I was a teen. And then they got recruiters too, and I got caught up in the wrong stuff, ended up in prison for 13 years. And in prison, that's where I made the decision to find other avenues to be successful than the ones that I was chasing on the outside. And one of those was the skilled trades. They had little to no programs available inside prisons in Michigan for skilled trades. They're all being demolished. The schools do not have them. When you go to the high schools, when we was growing up, they didn't. I don't know if they have them now. You know, the inner city schools, they did not have trades, or people just didn't know about plumbing, electrical, building their own houses, building their own communities, and living with each other, and having those trades and those information to pass down to their kids, to their sons, their daughters, to do the same thing. So I ended up finding a guy who was doing work inside the prison, and I told him, I read every book that I could find in the library since I am in trade schools, and I just worked for free. And when I got out, I was kind of dumped into the same environment that I had left from, 13 years. Everybody's still doing the same thing. And I just had that trade in my mind, like I gotta find me a trade. And I went to it's like a job fair on Curtis Street by Livernois. And I met some people, you know, iron workers, electricians, plumbers, like you brothers right here. And a brother told me to come to a meeting for the IBEW, and that's where I met Rick Bruce. Rick was speaking, just like you are speaking right now, and he was telling, I think it was Electoral Workers Minority Caucus, I think it was the meeting, and he was talking about, you know, who doesn't have a job. And at that point, I did not have a job, and I was about 6 months out and almost about to go right back in because I ain't had no job. And so, you know, he said, I'll talk to you after the meeting, you know, and I didn't think nothing of it. He came to me and gave me his number. He told me to call him in the morning, and I worked with Rick Bruce the next day. He paid me out of his own pocket, okay? Paid me out of his own pocket to
Commitment.
to do some work. And I worked with him, and ever since then, I've been working with him. He called me, got me a job. I worked at Dance Excavating as well, did the Christmas lights. I've been working with Rick ever since. They had a slowdown, and I went and got me a job. Like you said, just sitting, just trying to stay busy, but it wasn't my passion. It wasn't and they was just trying to kill me, okay? No, I mean, seriously kill me, like it was a forging plant, and they didn't have any ventilation, and they want me to go into this back building and spin these parts, and all of the dust and smoke would just come out, and you would just be snooting out your nose, all this black stuff, right? So I ended up quitting the job. I ended up quitting it. I was like, you know what? Because I wanted them to move me out of there because I said it was unhealthy. My doctor was saying it was unhealthy. And they was like, well, if you can't work in there, then you can't work here. And so I was like, okay, I can't work here. First person I called was Rick. What Rick say? I got a job for you. Okay? Why it take so long? Yeah, and I continue to. A lot of brothers know my story. A lot of brothers look at me as inspiration. I got a pipeline from the prison straight here. And brothers that come out, I let them know these trades are available, and I point them in the right direction. Now, it's up to them to do the work the same way I did the work. It's up to them to do that because they're going to pay you. You're going to get paid, okay? But you have to be available. You have to knock on the door, and you got to keep knocking sometimes. You got to keep knocking. I'm still knocking on some doors. Rick, no. He got me working, made me a dues-paying, hard-working member of Local 58. I'm a dues-paying member. I'm an actual member. And it's still doors and systems that are in line that are obstructing me from moving forward, and I'm still knocking. I'm still knocking on them. And I brought a brother with me today, you know, that went through the same thing. He was in the joint with me. And some other brothers I told to come, but, you know, things happen. But one thing that I would like to say before I get off on a tangent, right, is that as I'm a dues-paying member, I also am a homeowner now. I'm happily married. I have children, okay, and I stick with my little one. He sticks with me. He learns everything I learn. I'm bringing home, and we work at home. Okay, I'm showing him stuff around the house he can fix on his own. He's talking about starting his own businesses, you know, how to make money in the community. And that's what it's all about. And one thing that I could say about any of these trades, I don't know if any brothers in here trying to get the information, brothers or sisters that's trying to get the information for the trades, any of these brothers, any of these sisters who have this information, who have these trades, these are not just trades, these are not just jobs, they're not just careers. This is a union, this is a family. And they'll come out and help you. If you got outside work at your home, they'll come out and say, hey, let me help you fix that. They'll give you the information that you need to know to fix the stuff that's in your house so you don't get jerked off or played by people that just come in and just sit on their butts and don't do anything and then charge you $300, $400. You see, the knowledge is key. And by getting this knowledge that a lot of brothers and sisters out in our community know nothing about.
That's right.
They don't know nothing about. None of these trades are available. They don't know nothing about it. A lot of brothers and a lot of people that's coming in that's working these jobs are not from here. They're not. They're not us. They're not. And they're teaching their kids. They're teaching their kids. They're putting their kids in the trades. And they're putting their kids and their kids and their kids in there. And so we got to do the same thing. We got to do the same thing. Black Wall Street was built by black men and women. Okay? Black Wall Street was built by black men and women. Black doctors, black physicians, carpenters, electrical, laborers. Everybody came in and the dollar circulated in the community tenfold. It circulated in the community tenfold before it left their community. And so we can do that before they burnt it down. That's a whole nother story, though. I ain't gonna get into that. Yes. But let's just look at the upside of what we can do if we have the information and we put the work skill behind it. So I appreciate all of you brothers and sisters for, and I'm in it, man. You know, I'll be here at every meeting. Anytime you brothers and sisters need me. The brother got my number. I was at the, y'all had a meeting on Zoom a while back, and I spoke on that one too.
Yep.
And that was the first one because I become a member, so you got me in there. So yeah.
Well, thank you for being here.
So I'm here. I'm here for anybody needs any assistance. I'm here. I'll be here to the end of the meeting, and I'll continue bringing them in. That's what I'll do for now.
Thank you.
All right.
And he is so right. And not to offend anybody, but for so long, the trades was the good old boy network. For so long. And it has changed, and there is so much federal dollars that are there in the trades. And once the federal dollars got there, everybody started talking about the trades. But we've been talking about it how long? When there was no federal dollars, we was talking about it and trying to get people into it. So tell people that it's there, and it's real. And they need to get involved in it because it'll keep them not having to steal from somebody and not having to kill somebody, but being able to live a good life.
Good evening. My name is Brenda Jones.
My baby.
Oh, you didn't know? My journey started some years ago. I grew up in University District. I made some bad choices. I was that thief who would take a piece of, or take a bag of candy and become a ward of the state, where I still was able to excel, but if you don't believe in yourself, it won't go very far. So that's when I became her baby. She dropped me, or she and her husband, ex-husband, dropped me off for my electrical engineering path at Michigan State University in 1980, back in the day. And still making those same bad choices, still having that law of escalation where you just piling on, and if you don't recognize the path that you're going down is that detrimental, you'll keep going down that dark path. And I went down it. So 3 decades, more than 3 decades later, I'm texting help to Percy Johnson because a friend of mine told me, text help to him. who was also a returning citizen. Percy responded, and I started having conversations with Rick Bruce and Prudence Rose and Melody McGee. And on August 3rd, 2018, I went to my first Skilled Trades Task Force meeting at his church, at Percy's church. And he encouraged me to keep coming. By that time, I was already applying for the electrical apprenticeship. And it was going forward, but I'm already working a decent job, working for a nonprofit right here in Detroit. One of the things that I recognize is if you stay ready, no matter how long you're away, opportunities will avail themselves to you when you come out. So one of the things that I've been tasked with is making sure people know that this opportunity is availing itself to people who are coming out and are ready to make that commitment, that sacrifice, that ability to remain humble, because that's one of the things that we have to do while we are away. Almost 2 years later, just like the young man said before, I ended up in the apprenticeship, and I had to make a choice. Do I continue my suit and tie job, as Nathan was talking about, or do I come in here with dirt on my knees from today's labor? But COVID hit, and I no longer had to make that choice because now we're working from home. So when I leave here, I will be going to job number 2. But I have career number 1 that I just came from. So one of the things that I wanted to make sure I tell you is that a statement that you kept making at these skilled trades task force meetings as we were waiting for these big jobs to get started. When FCA had to come before the city council, and I was able to take off work from suit and tie job and come down there and find out about this one, and talk to Byron Osborne and talk to Rick Bruce and hear how they were talking about apprentices right now are laid off, but if you put this job in the works, they'll be back on the work. They'll be back working as well. And I'm still waiting to get in. I'm like, whoa, that means that I'm still even farther behind. But patience and staying determined and staying the course. And you kept saying Detroiters get Detroit jobs. So when it came time for me to make some decisions, one of those decisions was, where do I want to live? Well, Detroiters get Detroit jobs. I don't want to be traveling 3 hours a day like one of my coworkers at the company that I'm working with, because he wants to work for Local 58. So I just bought my house last month in Detroit. And Mama came over and checked it out and made sure it was all right. But it is the seed of encouragement that came from those meetings, that came from my interactions with everyone. Even I was told to talk to Shonda at one of our first meetings, because she was already doing the path that they were encouraging me to pursue. That has been germinated within me, so now that is part of what I offer to other people. I offer them not only my testimony, but also I offer them the information that I've gathered at these meetings. I have a package that I will email off to anyone who is interested, anyone I know may be a good candidate, because that's one of the things. You got to be a person who has had those conversations and you recognize that a person is a good candidate. You need to participate. You need to at least choose whether or not you want to do this. It's available. That good old boy network is not as prevalent as it used to be, but if you remain humble, if you remain determined, if you will not take no for an answer and sacrifice now for your career later, the sky's the limit. So I got a brother who is also a skilled tradesman, trained machinist, working for the city of Detroit for the past 19 years. When I came out, I had to stay in his house. And he would, encourage me to take this job of Gleewell because that's an apprenticeship. Didn't want to do that. That's dirty water. A machinist opportunity was offered to me, so he had already told me, don't get shackled to a machine. Because once you're a machinist, you can't go anywhere except where that machine is. If you want to go somewhere, you got to have the ability to move. And he said, you know, before you know it, you'll be making more money than me. 19 years working for the city of Detroit, 2 years in the apprenticeship in January. I will be making more per hour than my brother. Because this union has some of the best benefits, some of the best pay rate that is available to a guy like me. So that electrical engineering still sitting in the back of my mind, but this electrical apprenticeship is present day and my future. And I thank you because I'm also the guy who stepped up one time and said that I was so enthused by what I was doing in this transformation, in this transition. I wanted to get life insurance, and I was turned down. And now everybody's beating my door down trying to give me life insurance. I'm like, time out for that. So my value has not increased to Adrian or to anyone on that panel. But now that I'm betting on myself, now that I believe in myself, that's the testimony that I can share with other people. And it's all because I came to the first Skilled Trades Task Force meeting. Thank you.
It's 5:54. I said I wasn't limiting nobody's minutes, but remember, everybody expect this meeting to be over with at 6 o'clock. I'm just saying, y'all, I'm just saying. Go ahead.
Okay, good evening. I'll keep it brief. My name is Regina Cozy. I would just like to thank you, Brenda Jones, for all that you've done for the residents of the city of Detroit and the skilled trades people. It is so important. Excuse me. One thing that I want to address is a misconception that was stated, someone on this side of the room, that there weren't any programs in the city of Detroit. I am an assistant principal at Bright Off Career and Technical Center. Bright Off Career and Technical Center has been around since 1980. Go Lightly Technical Center has been around since in and around 1981. And Randolph Career Center has been around in 1980-82. And all of these schools are career and technical centers that provide technical training for our young people. Currently, each one of those 3 schools offers welding. Each one of these 3 schools, and I'll speak to mine very specifically, how is it that we have a number of the largest number of students in the city of Detroit, and we have 6 students in our welding class in the morning? There's a problem with that. Some of our students aren't even able to come to the center. Our students, our young people, are the people that feed this community, that feed the skilled trades. And unfortunately, the information and the importance of the skilled trades may not be passed down to them for various reasons. I do know that there's a construction career fair upcoming, October 29th, but I applaud all of you here for what you have done, but I do encourage you to speak to the young people in your communities, in your neighborhoods, to get them involved, to encourage them to get involved, stay involved, and help them to map out a plan for where they can go from high school to apprenticeship. Right now, we have more employers than we do students to send. And that's a problem. Right now, we have almost as many Hispanic and Latinos in our school as we do African Americans. And they want to come. They want to learn. We have a very good group of kids, but sometimes we have to hold their hand and say, look, you can do this, or you can do this after school, and map it out, because some of what is happening in the homes is beyond some of the things that you can even imagine. Please keep us in mind. I'm a City of Detroit resident through and through, Detroit Public School graduate through and through. I do love the work that I do, and so I don't want there to be a misconception when the young man spoke and said he didn't know. Somebody dropped the ball, because somebody should have been talking to him. And for somebody over here who said that we don't have it, oh, we have it. And we've been in operation for 40 years. Thank you.
Thank you.
You know I'm easily distracted. Hi, Brenda.
Pull that mic down, Denise.
I don't know how to do that. I'm not touching that. You know I tear stuff up. But I just wanted to say thank you, not just for what you do for labor, but for what you've done for the city in general. I remember when we got that call and you decided you wanted to run. And we was like, okay. And it was me, Tina, Sandra, a whole, about 10 of us, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning trying to create a strategy so that to ensure that you won. And you've made us proud. So I just want to say thank you. I also want to thank you for when I worked at the AFL-CIO. I coordinated the Labor Day Parade for 18 years. And whenever I had a problem, I had your personal cell, so I could call you and go, this ain't working, you gotta help. So I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to everybody else that's sitting up there. Reggie, is that you? Oh, okay. See, I know Reggie. Is that Adrian? I need to talk to you. And Rick and Raul, I don't know, and Prudence. But anyway, I just want to say belated happy birthday and belated happy anniversary to you and your husband and your happy marriage. And I just want to say thank you on behalf of myself, on behalf of all of the union workers all over Wayne, Oakland, Macomb County. We thank you, and best wishes in your future endeavors.
Thank you, Denise.
You will
I
be
love
missed.
You. I love you. Thank you. And Denise was there from day one.
Yeah, I was her volunteer coordinator.
2005, Denise was there and has been there.
So I'm old school. Before I talk to a lady, I've always told to take off my hat. And this is definitely the lady of the city of Detroit, Brenda Jones. I thank the Lord for you. To hear the stories, to see the stories, to see where we have came from. I came in, you had already planted the seed, the mustard seed, and the tree had already started. But I had a chance to see the leaves grow on the tree and the branches grow, and to witness all the stories and all the people that I've been able to come in and just say, text me the word help to 313-719-9921. And I promise you, even now today, if there's anybody listening, please text me your first and last name, and I'll be more than glad to introduce you to all these lovely people in here that truly have a love and concern for you to get into a career in a trade that will give you a lifestyle that you never want to go and do something. I'm a strong believer that every man just wants a good job, and if you give him an opportunity, he'll take it over doing the wrong thing. But give him that opportunity. And Brenda Jones, you have given a lot of people that opportunity. And I thank you so much for that. I always piggyback that the only thing I ask you other to do too is to make sure that you get civically involved and you vote. We got an election coming up, and it's important that you put people in office. If you want somebody to follow Brenda Jones, they're running. Make sure you pick somebody and make sure you call them and you see if they're going to try to halfway do what this lady did. and have the love and the compassion that she's had for us. It's hard to make me cry, Linda, but you got me coming down with a little tear tonight. I just thank you so much, my sister, because this is so needed. When I try to get in trades, with my family. In 76 when I got my first good job. In 79 is when I tried to get in trades. When I went to the Plumbers Union on 7 Mile, you know where it is. They looked at me like I was crazy. They kept giving me the runaround when they was going to let me come in and test, and they never gave me that opportunity. So that's one reason why I'm always here, because I know this thing you created, my sister, this Skilled Trade Task Force meeting, it's never been nothing like it. We come in here with issues, and I've seen you two out of the three issues you handled. And you had a solution for the one that we didn't get, but the people just didn't vote for it. And you know what I'm talking about. But when we came in here and we was having drivers responsible, it was people that we came to you and we told you, Linda, it's people that are being held back. Brenda, it's people in here that's being held back because they don't have valid driver's license. You did something about that. It was people, they had training programs. SS4 All Heard I Cry, that they were only doing them in training programs in the morning time. We got people that are trying to excel, but they got to work in the morning time. They need something to do in the afternoon. They created that here. That also got created here. So I love you, my sister, and I ain't going to never forget you. And I love you more than you love me. Don't even try it.
Thank you, Percy, and I love you more. I love you the mostest. You know, there's been so many things that we've done. You already done been to the mic. How many times you want? Go ahead.
I didn't use my full 2 minutes. I just want to thank you, Council President, and your team, and everyone in this room needs to stand up and give them a standing ovation. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you all. And I don't need a standing ovation. Everybody
Yes, you
in
do.
here needs a standing ovation.
And since he get a second chance, I gotta say one thing, because it wasn't until after everyone talked that I realized that it was the first meeting, or one of the first meetings that you started this. I was working in construction, so I came and I brought my son. And he ended up meeting the Carpenters Union guy at the meeting and ended up being in the trades. So I need to thank you, because you're the reason he moved out my house.
I cannot take credit for this. The credit is given to you all. And again, I thank God for you all. I truly do. I thank God for my staff, because my staff has been right beside me. A lot of times they've been in front of me, pushing to make sure things was done. I truly thank God for the people that he has put in my life. And they say people come into your life for a reason or for a season. And I know that all of you all came into my life for a reason. And the reason was to help those that needed help, that did not know how to get that help. And I thank God for that. But I'm continuing to fight the fight. And although the tears are coming out, that's because of the fight that we're in. And I'm fighting the fight for the Invest in Detroit procurement amendments. I would not have been able to put those amendments together without the collaboration of our skilled trades unions, several developers that worked with me and my staff on the Detroit residents hiring initiatives. And they worked after hours. It wasn't a 9-to-5 thing. Sometimes it was a 11 o'clock at night thing where they were working, trying to get things done. My focus has always been on how we can expand the hiring initiatives in Detroit. The amendments that we have put forth will protect our city dollars and create substantial employment opportunities to Detroiters to work with employers that prioritize their quality of life through providing training, providing those training programs, providing living wages so that they don't have to work 2 and 3 and 4 jobs. Because I met someone in a Metro PCS store, you remember Stephen? And the young man said he was working 3 jobs. 3 jobs. Ridiculous. And we know that there are wages out there that can pay. And in the skilled trades, those wages are there. People need health care benefits. That's something that I'm fighting for people to be able to get those wages, to be able to get those health care benefits, to be able to have pension. And workers' compensation, you have people that's paying people under the table, so when they get hurt, guess what? They just hurt. They've been working like a slave, but now they hurt, and there's nothing out there to protect them. I'm fighting to get that protection there. This will be an historic partnership. Skilled trades, contractors, and many have already agreed to accept 5 Detroit residence apprentices over the term of each $100,000 one-year contract that does not meet the 30% Detroit residents workforce threshold. As I close again, I just want to say thank you. Thank you to all of you, because this would not have been possible. There's no way I could have done this by myself. There is no way we could have done this without you all. I say thank you. 13 successful years of the Skilled Trades Task Force. I've had the pleasure of meeting so many different people. I've had the opportunity of connecting so many people together. I've had the opportunity to take off my regular gloves and put on my boxing gloves and get into that ring and having to fight. But we did it together. We fought together to achieve the things that we needed to achieve. We fought together. I couldn't do it by myself. Sometimes it was a little rough. Sometimes I felt like I was by myself. But you know what? I know I wasn't by myself, because I know I could not have accomplished anything by myself. And through the grace of God, people could stand up and say, I was incarcerated, but now I'm making money. Now I bought a house. I got a car. I'm able to take care of my family. I say thank you. I say thank you. Let's continue, and I keep saying let's continue to work together. We will continue the Skilled Trades Task Force. I will continue to talk to the businesses. I will continue to talk to the developers. I will continue to talk to the contractors as we push for even more inclusion, transparency, equitability, opportunity, and most of all, accountability. Detroiters, we know that you can achieve the careers that you want to achieve, just given that opportunity. We can get that door closed for those that want to just come in from out of state and take the careers that should be for you. We can close that gap. And I'm going to work to continue to do that. I thank you all again for allowing me to chair this Skilled Trades Task Force, because it wouldn't have been possible without the help, and I keep saying that, because I am so thankful for the help that these women and men have given me, that my staff has given me, that you have given me. This would not have been possible without you. And it has been very much worth it. Rick Pruce, I found out during his apprenticeship, built my house that I'm living in right now.
Me in person. Me in person.
Rick and I love my house. My house is one of the reasons I ain't leaving Detroit. I love my house. So I thank you in person. But I thank you all so much. Most of you all have my personal cell phone. There's some I'm going to tell I'm no longer your elected official. Don't call me no more. But many of you all, and I've told some already, why you calling me on my personal phone, but all of you all, you have my number. You know how to reach me. I'm just a phone call away. And I will continue to fight like hell to make sure that we get the opportunities that are out there, that are available, and that are there for us. Thank you all. Please have some cake. I love you all. From the moon and back. And it ain't nothing nobody can do about it. Thank y'all. I love y'all. My last for the Skilled Trades Task Force meeting. This meeting stands adjourned.